All right, so we're going to get started with our boot camp. Go ahead and play music that you'd like to play at your house that excites you. I don't need to hold my phone, but the phone has the workout. We're going to start with our warm-up, slowly easing into the workout, getting the heart rate up. You can modify any of the exercises and take breaks whenever you like. We have our timed circuits. In today's circuit, it's going to be 2 exercises back to back, 1 lower body, 1 upper body. It's going to be 40 seconds of work, followed by 20 seconds of rest, first exercise, and then 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, followed by the second exercise. And then we're going to go back to the first exercise, that's going to be 30 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. And then we're going to go back to the second exercise, and then we'll go back to the first exercise and be 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. So one huge chunk of that is about 5.5 minutes, including the recovery periods. Okay, let's circle those knees. So the idea behind it is that the first time you see it, you're going to take a little longer in the 40 seconds of work to really get used to the exercise, so practice it. And then in the subsequent rounds of 30 and 20, times are shorter, but you want to up the intensity. And not only do the work get shorter, but the rest interval also gets shorter too. So anytime you have shorter rests, it doesn't allow your heart rate to come back down as much. So the intensity stays up. All right, one more time, and let's do some squats. So feet about shoulder distance apart, pushing that butt back and down, keeping that chest up. So you want to sink your butt back to keep all your weight in your heels. You should be able to wiggle your toes a little bit at the base of your squat. That's how you know you're doing a good squat. And then knees and toes will track in line with each other. Let me show you the profile view. Keep going, keep squatting here. So my knees are coming to about 90 degrees. My butt stops just above my knees. I'm not going below my knees. I mean, it's a personal preference though, so if you want to squat really low, you can, but really try to keep that chest up and that spine in neutral. What we're trying to avoid are these rounded back squats. So keep that chest up. And now that I'm turned sideways, I'm going to go into a lunge. So if you step one giant step back with one of your legs, keep your hips squared forward. So you might be facing the camera, and that's fine, but from the side view, you want a nice long stride so that when you bend the back knee down to ankle height, both knees are hitting about 90 degrees. Your feet should be hip distance apart, so that you have balance. Even though I almost lost my balance just now. Let's do 4 more. You know why I keep losing my balance? It's because I keep looking sideways. It really helps to look straight ahead, maybe a couple of feet ahead of your feet. All right, so now I'm going to face front. Switching legs. So here my hips are squared forward, my feet are hip distance apart. You can't see the depth or the length of my stride in this view, but it is pretty long. And now I'm facing forward, so my balance is better. You can also hold your arms out to the side for balance. Let's do about 8 more. Same lifted chest. Same braced abs. And 4 more. Okay. Coming down to the floor for our plank. And then you come to the edge of your mats, or the one end of your mats. And we're going to roll down. So this is kind of a stretch as we do this. We nod the chin around the spine. So here's that stretch of the hamstring, stretch of the lower back, and then bend your knees to get your hands to the floor, walk it out, and find your plank. If you'd like to do it on your elbows, go right ahead onto your elbows. So either your wrist or elbows are underneath your shoulders. Eye gaze down towards the floor, keeping your head and neck aligned with your spine. Let's take about 3 more breaths. Inhale. As you exhale, think about drawing your belly button up and in towards your spine. Inhale again. Exhale, squeeze your butt. As if you got a pencil in between the butt cheeks. And last breath in. And exhale. Drag it out as you squeeze your quadriceps and maintain that nice plank position. And that last breath, okay, got rid of it. Now, anytime we do push-ups, if they're chest focused, our hands are gonna be wider than the shoulders. Elbows are gonna be out to the side. I'm gonna show you kind of at a corner here, an angle here. But you can always pick any option of push-ups you want. So you have your knee push-ups, right, where your body's a straight line from ears, shoulders, hips, and knees. You have your kneeling push-ups. So the difference is that you pull your knees in underneath your hips. But I'm still bending my elbows to about 90 degrees, chest aiming for the floor in between my hands. And then we have toe push-ups. And if you notice, no matter which version of push-ups I did, my arms, chest area stayed the same. All right, I'm always bending down here. It's whether my knees are here, back here, or I'm on my toes. So anytime we do push-ups today, you can keep that in mind. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna do our timers. So the first exercise we're gonna do is a lunge, stepping back. So this is dynamic, but we're gonna do it with our arms overhead. So instead of just reaching overhead, imagine you're holding a giant medicine ball, so something with heaviness, with weights. So then you have to keep those arm muscles engaged, all right? That way our arms aren't just passively up here. And that's our first exercise for 40 seconds. Our second exercise is a push-up in a row. And I know we don't have dumbbells, but you're gonna pretend after every push-up you do, you're gonna pull your elbows up. So push up, right arm, push up, left arm. Well, I'll show that to you really quickly too. Okay, so here comes the timer. 40 seconds of work, starting with the reverse lunge. So go ahead and grab that strong, heavy medicine ball and alternate step back. Now, if you want to make this plyometric, you can do that. It's a switch like this. But since this is the first exercise of the day, I'm going to keep it low impact. I think in the 30-second and the 20-second rounds, I'm going to add some plyometrics to it, some jumps to it. So really reach those arms nice and high, keep that chest lifted. We have about 15 seconds left. And when you hear that knocking, that means there's 10 seconds left. So try not to stop moving. All right, big stride length back, going into those lunges. Good, 20 seconds rest. We have our push-ups. And so whatever position you're gonna do, take your feet wider than shoulder distance apart. Pull, actively pull your elbows and think about sliding your shoulder blades toward the spine. Push up, pull. All right, let's go. So push up, pull. We got 40 seconds. Take your feet wide. If you're on your knees, take your knees about hip distance apart. That gives you a better triangle base so that when your arm lifts up, you don't feel terribly imbalanced. Keep those abs nice and braced. And keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Where's the knocking? Oh, there's no knocking. It just does 3 timers. Oops, I set up a different timer. No knocking on this one. We're back to the first exercise for 30 seconds. If you want to add plyometrics, over here. 3, 2, 1. A little more explosive in nature, but soft in the landing. So you get your heart rate up a little bit more when you're doing this version. But this is a very challenging exercise, whether or not you step back or do the switch, because it involves a very large muscle group and your arms are overhead. So those 2 combinations will help drive the heart rate up. All right, so we get a 3-second warning. Back to our push-ups. 30 seconds this time. So not as long, so push yourself. Feet nice and wide, feet wide. It's a push, pull, push, pull. I know we don't have a dumbbell in our hands to pull it off the ground, but you still can use a lot of imagination and have a purposeful elbow lift. Feel your shoulder blades slide toward the spine. Keep those abs braced. All right, 20 seconds of each. And don't forget that a push-up is a moving plank. So I know you're getting tired, but you gotta maintain that plank position. Here we go. Your choice, stepping back like this, or the plyometrics. Keep those arm muscles engaged. You gotta imagine you're holding like a 10-pound object over your head. Strengthen those arms. Keep that lift in your chest. Okay, this is it, last 20 seconds. All right, and then you get a whole minute break before we start on 2 other exercises. Here we go. Trying to have minimal shifting, which is why you want your feet wide. So I'm not turning my whole body into a side plank. I'm trying to keep my chest square to the floor. Thank goodness that was 20 seconds. Take a minute, grab some water, getting ready for the next 2 exercises. All right, so we have this pivot. So here, in order to pivot, you gotta lift the heel, turn on the balls of the feet, and now you're facing the side. Pivot again, you're in a squat. Pivot other side, lunge. That's the low impact version. If you want to add a jump to it, jump in the air, you don't even have to pivot. Both feet lift, reorient. Both feet lift, reposition, right? Corners of the room, reposition. So that's the jumping version. All right, still got about 15 seconds. Oh, so this one is the high plank. So just focusing on this. And you see, notice my wrists are underneath my shoulders. You actually want to walk it forward without moving your body. This creates a lot of challenge to the abs. And then you take it right back underneath the shoulders. More challenging, less challenging. Okay? That's it. That's the second exercise. Let's do this, 40 seconds. So you have the non-jumping pivot option, and you have the jumping option. So my squats, pivot, turn, lift the heel. Must lift the heel in order to protect the knees. Okay, jumping version. And right into that lunge, into that wide squat, so on and so forth. Chest up, abs tight. Really, my chest never falls, if you noticed. My feet are pretty much the same distance apart the whole time. They're just landing, toes and knees facing different directions. Side wall, corners, side wall. Get into your plank. I don't know if you can see yourself on your laptop screen, even if you're not showing video. You should probably be able to see yourself maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Arms are perpendicular to the floor. Don't move anything about your body. Walk your hands forward. So where your fingertips were, now the heel of the palm is there. Back here. Out, out, in, in. Feel your abdominals go much tighter. So there's no push-ups, there's no bending in the arms. This is really strictly a core exercise. You don't always need to lead with the same arm. So now I just kind of switch lead arm here. If you want more challenge, reach it further out. How far out can you reach? Whew. There's this guy named Jack Luan who does a push-up, like his hands are out like this. I gosh, I forgot how he does it. I think he's like on his fingertips or something. It's insane. Look up the Lalanne push-up. Lalanne. It's like a exercise fitness legend. Find your options. Burn out those leg muscles. You also want to feel in the heart, right? Get your heart rate up. Heart is a muscle too. Good, remember we just have 30 seconds now. The rest are shorter too, 15 seconds. But maybe, since it's shorter period, maybe you can reach your arms further out. Okay, let's try it. Brace those abs. Walk it out and back in. Now notice that it will also challenge your shoulders. So it's not just your core, right? Your abs are heavily working, but so are your shoulder girdle muscles. Alternate the lead arms. So we go pretty far out. Make sure your hands don't slide away. Hopefully your yoga mat's pretty sticky. Oh, gosh. 20 seconds. Push, push, push. Not in this for very long, just 20 seconds. Kind of like a Tabata, but luckily it only happens twice. There we go. So basically now you're really familiar with this exercise. We did it for the 40 seconds, we did it for the 30 seconds. So now is the time for you to just run away with this exercise. Really push, 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 because you have that muscle memory. You've learned the technique. Not much time. Let's go, let's go. Every long beat either means we're starting the interval for resting, or we're starting the rest if we're doing the work. How far out can you reach? Whew. And also with a very minimal rotation, right? All right, we're on to round 3. Take that 1 minute break. Take your water break. Doing more lunges. With body weight, we're somewhat restricted in the kind of movements we can do. So once again, you can do a step back into the lunge, or you can do the plyometric into the lunge. When you step back, or when you jump back, you're gonna have your fists, they're holding hands. You're gonna rotate it towards the front leg. Okay, so this is rotation. Try not to lose your balance, and try not to involve rotating into your knees. Rotation can happen in the rib cage independently of the pelvis. So don't over rotate. Looks like this. Right, hopefully everything's squared here. Or you step back like this. Let's go. This is it. Rotate, rotate. Let me show you the non-plyometric version first. I'm rotating towards the front leg. In other words, I'm rotating away from the leg that's moving back. I can show you from a different angle here. Rotate, rotate. Now, if you take your vision with it, sometimes it will affect your balance. So I don't really look anywhere but forward. But I know my whole body's rotating. I can feel it. Step back, rotate. Towards the front leg. Good. And you want to make sure you're not just moving your arms like this. You actually want to take your whole body, your whole shoulders with you. All right, the exercise is paired with this explosive surfer. Oops, no, not one. Tricep push-ups. Oh, here we go. Tricep push-up on your knees. Tuck your toes under. Do a push-up. Come off your knees, walk it forward a couple steps. Do another push-up. Triceps, keeping those elbows tight. Lift off your knees, walk it back. Now you can do your push-up right here with your knees off the ground. Oh, that's hard. Whew. right? With the knees off the ground, extra challenging. Jaguar, walk back. Definitely take the option to put those knees down. Elbows stay tight, wrists underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Toes are already tucked under anyways. Walk it forward. Try to keep your back flat. Imagine that you have like a bunch of cups or wine glasses on your back and you're trying not to spill any of it. Okay, 30-second rounds. I'm gonna add the plyometric this time, so I'm gonna be rotating. I'm gonna be jumping. So I'm gonna turn towards my front leg. I'm not just moving my arms. See my whole shoulder comes across? Good. And let's move. Switch, 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 switch. Really use that one arm to yank the other one across. That's why you're holding your own hand. Pull it across, shoulders and everything. Rotate, rotate. You're also feeling your shoulders because you're keeping your arms parallel to the floor. It's not down here. It's not a chop. Keep it high, shoulder height. You got this. Whew. How are we doing on these tricep push-ups? Triceps, emphasize here, not chest. So get those wrists underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under already. While I have energy, I'm going to do it with my knees off the ground. All right, I think I might only have it in me to do 2. So now I'm going to walk back here, put my knees down, tricep push-up, knees off, crawl forward about 4 steps, realign my wrists underneath the shoulders, tricep push-up. My face is aiming for the floor just ahead of my fingertips. Just ahead of my fingertips. All right, 20-second rounds. This isn't so bad, right? Like each time the time is decreasing, so it's good. It's better than it increasing. Wouldn't you just hate it if it was increasing in time? If we started with 20, then 30, and 40? I would never do that to you guys. I would never do that to myself. Keep moving, keep breathing. Oh, 20 seconds, it's up. Get down on the ground. We don't have time. There's only 10 seconds to get here. On vertical, tuck those toes under. I'm gonna do my push-up first. Knees up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it back. 1, 2, 4. Got all these different challenges, right? Yes, they're push-ups, squats, they're lunges, exercises that you do in your day-to-day life, whether you're taking stairs, walking, sitting down, standing up. These are all very functional movements. Granted, you're probably not getting on the floor and pushing yourself up on a daily basis, but it doesn't mean push-ups and upper body strength aren't critical, all right? Especially as the pandemic continues and we're not doing as much. And plus it's becoming winter, so we're not even going outside as much. All right, movement is always good. All right, what round are we? Round 4. Non-jumping version, reach to the opposite toe. Jumping version, add a little in, out, jack. And then we pair that with explosive surfer. All right, explosive surfer is interesting. It's kind of like a burpee. This mat is your board. And by the way, I'm not a surfer. Maybe Lauren is because she's in Hawaii. But basically, you're on your surfboard. Again, let me say I'm not a surfer, so this is just what I know from watching TV and stuff. You're on the board, and then you basically want to explosively push off, lift your butt, jump enough that you rotate. Oh my gosh, I have mad respect for surfers because they're able to balance on something on water. So then again, you go down, you can jump back or walk back.
Do your push-up, come all the way down. Again, you want to have your knees bent so you can push off. And then we're not looking for a perfect squat, but it is kind of a side squat, okay? So as you push up, push yourself up, you're rotating so that your feet are on the surfboard, right? We don't want our feet off the surfboard. That wouldn't feel good. Okay, anyway, we're starting with our touchdown. Non-jumping version. Jumping version. More rotations, okay? Oblique work, but try to keep your chest eyes up as much as possible. You don't need to look at your feet. You know where they are, and you don't need to necessarily touch it. See, I'm reaching towards my feet, and well, I have a mirror in front of me too, but you generally know where the feet is, so you don't need to look down like that, okay? 10 seconds. Whew. Soft landing. Land right into the squat. We're not landing, squatting. Landing, squatting. You land right into the squat. Okay, here's our surfboard stuff. You can walk or step back. So the first one I'll show the walk back. Okay? Your hands go down, you walk it back. Get your belly here. And then you want to push off pretty explosively. It's like this. Push, split. All right, I look like a martial artist though. Back, down, push up, up. You're surfing. All the way down, all the way up. Turn that body. The explosiveness is in the arms. I want you to brace your abs. I don't want you to really arch off the back, arch off the mat. When I push off, coming off as much of a plank as I can, okay? You can always come to your knees like this, knees, come off your knees. Explosive surfer. That's what it's called. Okay. Back to our squats. You guys look good with the explosive surfer? Or you can just do surfer without the explosive. 30 seconds, here you go. 30 seconds. Push yourself for 30 seconds. Get breathless. Get a little uncomfortable. Feel challenged. Do your best to keep your eyes up, eye gaze up. Helps to keep your chest up. 2 and 1. Yeah, wait till that final long beat before you stop moving if you can. Take it to the end. All right, I'm gonna start standing. Woo. Get down on your surfboard. Back down and switch. Pop your butt right off the mat. Butt up. Right, now involve your abs. You gotta really pull up into the abs in order to do explosive surfboard motion. You guys moving until the long beep? Good, good, good. Okay. Last 20 seconds of this move. This is the last 20 seconds. How many can you do? You want to go fast, but not at the expense of technique. Maintain good technique. That's always the most important. It's not fast and furious if it's messy. All right. It's really hard to see you guys when I'm all the way back there. Let's do the surfboard. Oh, watching you guys, that's right. Yes, yes, yes. Looking great. Woo. That's over. 1 minute. Woo. Oops. thought I had a cup of cold water ready, and I don't. Instead, I have a cup of hot tea ready, which I don't really feel like right now. All right, guys, that was round 4, round 5. Now we're onto a snowboard, which is different from a surfboard. Now, by the way, I snowboarded like, I think 3 times, 4 times. Definitely don't know what I'm doing there either. If this is your snowboard, well, you got your feet parallel, right? You're going downhill that way. Oh, wrong leg? Okay, well then you gotta switch. So it's about maintaining the same distance, jump enough. If you don't want to jump, you don't have to jump, right? You can pivot. So if you're gonna pivot, here, off my mat, you gotta lift off the heel. You gotta lift off the heel. And then you want to switch, so then you're gonna pivot on this way. Got it? It's a little more tricky with the non-jumping version, but that's it. And then if you want to do fancy snowboarding, there's the switch. Oops, I messed up. Switch, and then this. You know how they like kick their heels up with a snowboard? You can do that if you want. Does anyone snowboard here? No? Okay. Yes, maybe. All right, here we go. I'm not going to do the snowboard special yet. I'm just going to jump. I'm facing this direction. I'm facing the other direction. Basically, that's my downhill, and I'm switching which lead leg goes downhill on my snowboard, which you would do by spinning in the snow, right? Not that good. I fall on my butt all the time. The reason I'm sore from snowboarding is not because I use my muscles. It's because I fell on my muscles. So notice I'm turning left and then I'm turning right. I'm not doing a constant same direction turn. You'll get really dizzy. All right, and then we got our pivots, 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 pivot, pivot. All right, what is this paired with? Snowboard, low plank lateral walk. So we're gonna get on our elbows here, okay? I'm gonna walk like this. And you wanna do it without your butt going anywhere. Okay, so notice my butt is, as I'm walking, however many steps you wanna go in each direction. You can go as slow as you want. But really, I don't wanna see your butt going up and down. I don't wanna see it sagging on the ground. Sort of a coordinated effort of stepping out, together, out, together, out, together, out, together, out, together. Now you can do it on your wrist too, and you might actually even find it easier on the wrist. It's a little more challenging when you're on your elbows. You know why? Because when you're on your wrist, you can just bend your elbows. Here, you actually have to really lift your whole body, right? So you can lift off the forearms. That's why it's more challenging. Let's try our fancy snowboard thing. So go. Woo! Turn. Woo! Only if you want to. Remember, your feet are connected by the snowboard. They have to go in the same direction. What is that, the half pipe thing? Where they like grab their snowboard while they catch some air. Which is worse? Woo! Very talented people. Soft landing. 3 seconds left. I gave up. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna move this mat forward a little bit. That way I can have space for my body back here. Again, this is a little more challenging when you're on your forearms. You can do opposites. I can move my lead arm and my rear leg, opposite leg. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You just want to have a really strong core, strong abs, maintain that squared pelvis to the floor. How are you doing? Okay. keep my mat where it is because I'm gonna land and do my snowboard. Only 20 seconds of snowboard. You can do 2 snowboard grabs, and that's it. 1 grab, 2 grab. Okay, no more grabs, because I'm tired. Oh, but it's the last 10 seconds. Let's do 1 more. Woo. Guys, last 20 seconds. We're on the plank. Okay. By the way, if you want to hold a plank and not laterally move, you can do that. If you'd rather do push-ups or some other plank-focused exercise, or you want to do this on your wrist, definitely take those options that you want. I'm just giving you ideas. Take your long break, 1 minute. We have 1 more round, guys. This is the last round. Okay, round 6, scissor jump squat. Wow, we didn't really do a burpee today, but I'll say that the surfboard get up was kind of a burpee. So we have push up in a clock. So that means you do a push up, walk. If this is 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, then you're now 1 and 7. Man, I had to think about that. That's not what we're starting with. We're starting with this. Scissor, scissor, squat. From the side view, scissor, scissor, squat. 1 leg forward, 1 leg back. Find that center line. Okay, that's it for the timing. And start in 10 seconds with the scissor, scissor squats. Light on the balls of your feet. Quick, quick, slow. Okay? Watch. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Differently leg. Differently leg. Right leg forward. Squats. Left leg forward. Good. 2 scissors. So each side is forward at least once. Different lead. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Oh, sorry. I forgot to give the non-impact version. Non-impact version. It's going to be step back, squat. Step back, squat. Okay? You can go into a full lunge when you step back if you like, or you do sort of a partial range squat. All right, so our clock push-up. So let's see. If I align myself with my yoga mat, it's 12 and 6. Hands wide. 3 seconds to go. I do 1 push-up, and I estimate what I think is 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And then 2 and 8, 3 and 9. When I get to 6 and 12 again, I'm gonna change direction, okay? What was this? Ugh. You can also change direction before that. The point is that you're walking in a slight rotation, and which is the other reason why I wanted to do those lateral walks on the elbows, because now we're on our wrist again. So it's about adding the variations. Scissor, scissor, squat. 30 seconds. This is the final round, guys. We're stretching after this. You can do it. Grab some water if you need during these breaks. I'll show the side view here. Scissor, scissor, squat. Scissor, scissor, squat. Keep that chest up. Quick, slow. Drop into the squat. Take your time in the squat. You want to hold it here? Do it. Only works your leg muscles more. Oh, let's go, let's go. Until the final beat. Whew. All right, clock. I think I went mostly this way. I think I went mostly clockwise. So I'm going to go counterclockwise this time. Going counterclockwise. Try to keep the head and neck aligned with the spine. Feet can be nice and wide for that extra stability. Doesn't have to be perfect about the numbers. It's just another way to distract you from doing push-ups. 20 seconds to go, guys. 20 seconds of each exercise. And then you have definitely earned your stretch. All right, let's get that heart rate up. Ready? Go. Quick, slow. Quick, slow. Or step back, squat. Always be breathing. A, B, E. We only got 20 more seconds, guys. You can do this. This is not the time to give up. How many push-ups can you do? Maybe 10? 6? Whatever is your challenge. You waiting for that number. Ugh. Okay. I did 5. Woo! I got hair everywhere. Well done. Well done, folks. Well done. So this is it. Do a quick stretch. Whoa. Just loosen up that back. Let your arms whip around. You don't need those muscles at this time. Let it relax. Release the heel. Rotate. When you turn toward one side, you contract this side, but stretch the opposite side, right? So that's what we're doing. Let's do a quad stretch. Arms up, find your balance. Feeling stretch in the hip flexor and thighs. Try to keep the heel to the same butt cheek for proper alignment. Good, same leg, hamstring. Reach that heel out there, straighten that leg. Put your weight into the bent knee, the leg that you're not stretching. And switching sides, just showing you the profile so you can see my heel. It's close to my butt. Find your balance. Helps to just look at one dot on the floor and not look around. Whew, that makes it hard to balance. And hamstring. I have my toes up so I can also get to my calves. All that plyometric jumping we did, all about the calves when we jump. So I want to make sure those are stretched out nicely. All right, we did a lot of push-ups. We're going to stretch that chest open. If you want to have a wall, you can go and grab that wall and rotate away from the wall. If not, you can just grab your arms back here. That deepens the chest stretch. And just for evenness, stretch the opposite direction, which is separating your shoulder blades, getting a little bit to our back. Abdominal stretch, push it forward, just a little arch. Not so much that you feel any pain in the lower back or that you settle to the lower back. Think about lengthening upward. Good, and as you're lengthening upward, get into your obliques. Lengthen upward and to the side. So get right here. The leg that you're leaning away from goes behind. Deepens the stretch all the way down to your ankle with the back leg. Switch. Reach up and then over. And then again, move that leg behind. So you're stretching now from the back ankle all the way through the fingertips. Nice big backward stroke, shoulder circles. Loosen up anything else that you feel needs to be loosened again
after all that contraction work, right? And anytime we're doing boot camp, utilizing our muscles, it's all about contraction. And what is contraction? It is shortening. It is shortening of the muscles, which is why it's important to stretch our muscles and lengthen it back up. Okay. Well done. Wonder Woman, Superman, Superwoman, Wonder Man. It's all, you know, you guys are all amazing.